Hey everyone, this is Vickriman, and today is a very special day. I've been waiting for this for like 15 years, maybe something like that. So, Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, check it out on Steam. New sort of smallish dev, indie dev sort of thing going on. But yeah, we're just gonna go to the default settings for now, and then I'll get this started. We'll kind of talk through what this thing is and why I'm so excited about it. So if you've ever played Ogre Battle back in the day, Ogre Battle 64 specifically is for me, that was the one that I really like to play. Then you'll see a lot that is very familiar here. And really there's not a game that I've found that quite got to the type of strategic combat that Ogre Battle 64 was so awesome with. You know, what I kind of found so addictive, which was kind of a weird thing because it's very hands-off in a way. It's almost like it's the earliest, auto battler in a sense. But your main thing is all setting up squads, and then you put those squads together and they go through automatic battles. Now this is very similar to the way that Ogre Battle started as well, where they ask you questions to define the stats of your character. In this game, it really only affects the stats of your main character, which is not a huge deal, I've found. So we're gonna just kind of go with our gut, and let's go with the intellect here. Which personal flaw do you want to avoid? Let's go easily manipulated. When on death's door, what will you consider to be a life well lived? Many who will mourn my passing. You must give up your most valuable possession. It is, let's go with battle prowess. What most leads to the downfall of great civilizations? I'm gonna say intolerance here. All right, so in my my previous playthrough, I played as this fella. So we're gonna play as her, and Lindley is okay. That's sort of the default name. I kind of like it. We'll go with that for the game here. And we will confirm. Thank you. What an intriguing goal, and I will see you here again when the time is right. Very good. So, as we get into it, you'll see how this thing is unique. You'll find that it does look, in a lot of ways, similar to Fire Emblem, but the actual gameplay is quite a bit different. And you'll see what we mean when we get into our first battle. Pretty easy to do. We are doing the tutorial just so you can see what that looks like. Oh, look at this. That's glowing bits from the stars. All right. So this is the day of our birth, actually. So saying that the child has survived. The father has perished fighting for the nobles, just like the young in this town. Mother prepared names for this. This one shall be named Lindley. She is so beautiful. May she live to see a better world. Yeah, I'm curious to see if this main character is any different than the dude. Because this game, the male and the female characters are actually quite different in what they can do and the different classes that are available to them. It's like a whole different set, but they have sort of parallels, and one's better at one thing and the other's better at a different one. So we'll see what that's all about. The world of Tanra. The 997th year of our age, 3 realms rule the land. Desert kingdom of Sayune, whose wealth earned it the title Kingdom of Gold. The technologically advanced Free Republic of Sandraka. and the hegemonic empire of Rydia, the world's military and economic superpower. One generation ago, multiple bids for the Viridian imperial throne plunged the land into war. This is known as the War of the Viridian Succession. People will actually be talking about this a lot. The long and the bloody war ended with the coronation of Empress Florina. However, it left deep scars in the people's hearts as resentment against the excesses of the ruling class rose to the boiling point. Common people who had lost so much were forced to endure increased hardships as the empire sought to rebuild. 25 years after the end of the Succession War, a man named Antares, a battle-worn general, kidnapped the Empress and formed his own army in an act of open rebellion. He now controls the territory in the forest known as the East Wall District. Driven by what he believes to be undue hardships by the central government, Antares threatens to sack the imperial capital if his demands are not met. The ambitious Prime Minister Casimir has called the general's bluff and has decided to take military action. The orders of force sent to Antares' stronghold at East Wall Fortress. Aha! Two young and promising Imperial Army officers, Lindley and her longtime friend Zelos, are prepared to meet General Antares in battle. Little could they know how much their adventure would change the course of history. Indeed. So yeah, the game is very, very political in a lot of ways. The drama is political, kind of like Game of Thrones. Things like that. Final Fantasy Tactics. So let's raise a glass to our friend Lindley. Ho ho ho, that's me. I bet you all thought she wouldn't make it this far, now ready to lead her first squad into battle. But I knew better. Not in the celebrating mood, Lindley. There's a lot on the line. The Empress's life is in our hands. I'm not worried. I doubt these guys can keep up with you. Helps having a one-man army in our midst. I'm just a man. We've got the gods on our side. Going to trust my soldiers, not some idea. Don't tell me you believe in those fairy tales now. Don't underestimate the power of ideas. Look at how this empire is starting to forget the ideas that built it. With a proper leader, people would again feel a part of something. There would be no generals going rogue. Seems a bit seditious there, my friend. Come a long way since the academy, but now we face the real thing. Let's brush up. Alright, so this is the tutorial. It's like a game of chess. You will command a group of soldiers known as a squad, and each squad will have a leader. You appear as blue and the enemy team appears in red. Time to engage in combat. First, you must move your squad next to me. Easy enough. Alright, we're gonna click there. As you can see, looks a lot like Fire Emblem here. Now time to attack. Choose the attack option, then target me. Careful, defenders will counterattack if they can. It's not exactly fair. I'm a one soldier with one sword. You're going to command a whole army someday. You must think of yourself as a leader and your followers as a sword and shield. First things first, show me what you got. Alright. Yikes. Not bad. Now let's raise the stakes. Now you're leading a squad with a good balance of troop types. You've got the heavily armored troops in the front, or the heavy infantry. Always rely on heavy infantry to serve as the backbone of your army, not only to protect the weaker allies, but to rush down and attack. The squad also has 3 archers. These long-range troops are not as sturdy, but can attack from a distance, avoiding counterattack. Your turn is up for now. Access the menu and end turn. Alright. So as you can see, when we went to attack, it started sort of a phase that was its own little battle, back and forth. And obviously this is very much like the way that Ogre Battle was. So we are going to stand in place. We're going to use attack. As you can see, now that I got a squad, there's actually, 7 people in here, represented by a single one on the map. Generally, most units are going to do 2 attacks during their turn, whether that's offense or counterattack. Some only do 1. That's mostly like magic users and stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna do that again. Gonna take the guy down. Nothing to it. It's a great deal more to learn, but for now you should be able to lead our forces. As we progress, tutorials will pop up. You'll be able to access them whenever you want. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that was the only thing that was technically tutorial. We saw them celebrating in the outlying villages. Send word to the capital. Maybe they can send us a real army. You heard that right. I did. Zelos, I know what you're thinking. How do you plan on explaining this to the higher-ups? Don't worry about them. You, me, and just our troops. Once we take down this rebellion, we'll be celebrities. What say you? Alright, I'm with you. But I'm calling the shots. Fine by me. I've got your back, Lindley. Alright. Good. Looks like they haven't sent much out yet. You should take these guys out to get some battle experience. You can move your squad next to the enemy soldiers and attack. If you run into trouble, I'm right behind you. Take a break, Zealous. I got this. Chapter 1, Rebellion. This is our first actual battle. Alright, so first things first. As you can see, we've got our units. It's our turn right now. We can move them in any order that we want. So we click, we can see where we can go. We can also use him, see where he goes. Everybody's got different stats based on their unit type that determine how far they can go and what they do during their combat turns. So first things first though, if you click anywhere outside of a character, it's gonna bring up the little menu, which is pretty cool. All sorts of little things in here that you can do, and like you can see where the enemy can move. If you wanted to, you could sort of position yourself to where you can make a safe move, if that makes sense. So you can go somewhere where the enemy can't get to you. There's also, this is the most important one for now, is the mission info. So this is basically our objectives for the mission. We've got to seize Eastwall Fortress. We lose if Lindley's defeated in battle. Now this is what's cool. We have challenge missions. The first is to attack from a hill using Jules' squad. We don't have yet. And then seize all map objectives. Alright. So an objective is one of these like towns. That kind of thing. The mine is not technically an objective, but we're going to get it anyway. Alright, first thing first, I'm going to move up here. We should do pretty well against this because they're archers and we're in melee. So you can see we actually have a healer too now. We've got a different squad than what we had in the tutorial. So we've got two of these fighters who are your basic melee infantries. They're more tanky. The militia, which is the female version, is a little more attack focused. So that's sort of the, well, at least in this early stage, that's the difference. We also have a medic. This is sort of the precursor to clerics and that kind of thing for healing. And obviously the main character is sort of her own special deal. Alright, so now we got Zelos. We can move him up. I'll just put him there for now. We're all done, so we're going to go in turn. And we'll see what this guy does. That's pretty much what I expected. That's alright, because our medic's going to heal him right up. You can see the medic's only going to take 1 turn. You have to be like 2 advanced classes above the medic before you can get 2 turns. You took some damage, but you can use the support units to heal yourself. So, what that means is, and I'll show you in just a sec. So obviously they heal during the combat, but what you can also do is heal outside of combat. And if you click here, you can then click and go to one of your persons there. But we're not actually going to do that. We're going to seize because good. We liberated the town, got some gold and faction XP. Need gold for lots of things. Recruiting new troops, hiring mercenaries, buying artifacts, among others. Faction XP allows us to increase the faction rank, and that improves our rank among the people. Yields better shop prices, new technology, new recruits, intimidate our enemies. Squad who captures objectives get leadership and loyalty XP as well. So those are 2 different mechanics that we will talk about a little more as we go. The Imperial Army has already arrived, much sooner than I expected. Wolfgar, I'm trusting you to lead our troops here. If you hold the river fortress, we should be safe here. I'll make them regret coming here, don't worry, General. Oh, look at that. Looks like we made it just in time. Are you ready for this, Sybil? Are you kidding, Jules? I've been waiting ages for a chance to prove my mettle. Come and get it, rebel scum. Your squad has tougher soldiers, so should stay in front. Mine will provide long-range archer attacks for a safe distance. See that hill? That's high ground. Very useful. Move onto the hill so I can shoot further than normal. Over there, to the east. I think that's Jules, a fellow Imperial Academy cadet of mine. We should meet up together and join them and crush the enemies. That'd be great. All right, let's bring Mr. Zelos up here. All right, we're gonna do just what they said. Go to the hill. Remember, we get bonus points for this. All right. So you can see the archers can attack when they're not right next to each other. And what happens is they do that. It's a little bit of a different attack. They do more of like a... I think what it is technically is there's like a certain number of attacks that each unit does, and then they are sort of split between the enemies. You can increase that later, actually, but we'll get there. All right, so we did that. We were on the hill. Here's what's kind of interesting. We are on the hill. That gives us 1 extra range. If we would have went here, we could have attacked them, right? But this is an archer unit, so because they're an archer unit, they can actually counterattack other archers that are a square away with their archers. So their melee attacker there would not do anything, but those 3 archers certainly would. They would attack back and do some damage to Jules, which is not what we want. So I'm gonna move Sybil in there. As you can see, she's got 2 spearmen, an acolyte, which is a mage unit, and herself, she's a healer. A more advanced healer than the medic. You can see those guys pack a pretty good punch, but they only attack once per round, or for, what do you call it? Engagement, I guess is the best way to say it. All right, so you can see the little exclamation points by Sybil and Jules. Oh, look at that. 0 damage. What a beast. So you see those little exclamation points by them? That means that if they go next to our main character, they'll engage a little short conversation. So we'll do that eventually. It just kind of happens naturally because we're converging. So yeah, not too worried about it. Let's move in here. Might as well attack this archer because, you know, we have a bit of an advantage there. So as you can see, if you time your engagements just right, you can really, these can become pretty one-sided affairs if they have been planned correctly.
Always find a way.
All right, so we're gonna again do Jules first from range to weaken them up, and then bring Sybil in for the kill, hopefully. In this case, they've got some sort of a mix of units, but they also have a healer. When the archers attack, the healers actually do get their turn, which is
for sure.
a little bit of a downer in that case because they took some of that damage back, but no worries. It'll be fine. All right, she's gonna do some healing. Gonna do that. And here's an interesting thing. So if there's only a healer left, they will surrender. And that basically means the squad is done, which is very handy. So if you can make sure that those other units besides the healers are gonna fall, then they will all surrender to you. But you actually get a little ransom, basically, when you do that. So yeah, he's just explaining towns. Not that complex. We just gotta capture him. There's the home base. It's a heavily fortified castle. Provides defensive bonuses. Yeah, I mean, that all makes sense. There will be times when we're operating out of a home base ourselves, and when that happens, we need to defend it. Yeah, just depending on the mission, that can occur. So we're gonna go over here to this mine and seize it. And what you'll find is we've got 3 iron. With the 3 iron we gain, we can upgrade our troops to more advanced classes between chapters. The resources are not consumed, just allocated, meaning we can change classes without any risk at all. Feel free to experiment. That's one of the big things about this game, is going to be upgrading our classes, making our units stronger. As I've alluded to, there are weaker classes. There's a basic class for the male and the female. Those can then be upgraded into different skill lines, and we'll take a real close look at that as we get going.
I'm just getting started.
So we're just gonna move everybody forward. And then,
strong,
yep, we're gonna move you up there too.
Ready.
I just figure we might as well get our conversation here. Well met, you're with the Imperial Army. Named Sybil, Battle Maiden of Viridia. Jules and I were sent up the river to try and outflank the rebels. That's an impressive title, but you wear a sister's garb. Yeah, so what? Healing's just as important and hurting, isn't it? Well, of course. We're fortunate to have a priestess among us. Now here's a little trick. I didn't confirm the movement, so now I can go over here,
For my homeland.
say hello to him. We just can't help crossing paths, Jules. Looks like we're in this together, huh? Did they? What an honor to fight by your side in our first mission. But Central Command didn't say you'd be here. Was there some sort of mistake? We decided to improvise. Anyway, glad to have your rangers here among us. With clever planning, your troops can pick off the enemies without fear of counterattack. Well, unless they have their own archers, of course. So you're leading this mission? Wow, I always knew you'd be doing great things, Lindley. Oh, come on, Jules. You'd say that no matter what I ended up doing.
I must stay strong.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack. Because why not? Again, it's archers. We're melee. We're gonna destroy them at close range. Alright, we all moved in turn. No biggie. We need to send somebody over there. I'm thinking maybe we send Sybil over that way. River Fortress is ours, and it's time to take down the local rebel commander. Imperial dogs, they're really just ruthless. Alright, so they're actually summoning some more troops. Looks like we got another fight on our hands. Lindley, we're counting on you as the army leader to destroy the enemy. Hopefully the leaders will get the message and lay down their arms. So this is a little bit unique because, you know, they're going to actually charge us. You know, I don't want necessarily to do a ton of XP for him because he's a lot stronger right now. I'm gonna try to get my main unit up a little bit. So I'm gonna put myself there on the fortress on the river. That's gonna give me some defensive bonuses when they attack us inevitably. And Jules is gonna hang out. He's gonna be helping us shoot him from afar. Actually, just to make sure that you're not gonna be hitting him, we're gonna put you back there. Because this, I guess it's, yeah, they've got some archers on that one. So they could attack him. I'd rather keep his health high. And Sybil, we're gonna go over to that town. So nothing too crazy. But they should attack. And we'll see how it goes. So, that was a crit there. You saw that doing the bigger animation. Oh, we get some free actions. That occurs every now and then, and I believe that is based on morale. So if your morale is high, you have a greater chance of getting some free actions there at the end, which can be game changers. So there's those archers I was saying, but you know, we got the medic, so she was able to heal us up. So no big deal. That positioning there really limited what they could do. If we had mispositioned ourselves, they could have easily surrounded one of our units and done some pretty significant damage.
They'll notice
but,
this
you know,
one for
they've
sure.
done almost nothing. There's that town.
He will always find a way.
Let's bring up old Jules. Let's have him sit right there. And yeah, we might as well just... We're probably going to take him out. We'll see. Yep. You see, again, we took everybody else out, and then that left the healer, who just surrenders. So I think that's a really interesting thing because, in general, the strategy is always take out the healer, right? But this gives you a incentive to sometimes not have that approach. So I think that's kind of cool. We've got a heal. I'm not sure. Are we actually damaged? Yeah, this one is. So we might as well just heal him up. All right, shouldn't be too bad here. So these guys are going to attack us. They're going to get destroyed, which sometimes is actually not what you want, because as you can see now, what that meant is the other enemy unit can come and attack us. Sometimes it is advantageous for your enemy to not completely be destroyed and to leave a weak unit next to you and prevent the enemy from attacking with more units. But I mean, that's not a big deal in this situation. But I'm just saying, we'll see that, I'm sure.
For my people.
Now we're sending old Zelos over there.
Strong, everyone.
And again, we're doing the strategy that I really like to do. Have Jules soften them up a bit and then engage in melee. Well, we should check to see. They probably got some archers. Yeah, they do, but not a ton. So we'll have a slight advantage or something like that. And they don't have a healer, which is nice. We're gonna go ahead and seize that objective. And what we'll do is, yeah, we might as well have Sybil engage in this case. Can't have our main character having all the fun. There we go. Ooh, free action on the magic user. Excellent stuff. Alright, so what we can do actually is if we don't want her to now take the brunt of the attack, we can do a shuffle move. And we put our main character in her spot. That actually kind of makes sense, but it won't help him out that much.
The
Alrighty, so let's do an attack. Easy cheesy. We're net positive on
They'll
HP.
notice this one for sure.
And we'll have Sybil go ahead and take the objective. So that leadership up, pay close attention to that as we go. That's going to be very important to how we build out our squads. And I actually did a little calculation there to have Sybil do it. Alright, so we did all objectives and we got these surrenders here. You can see we got a bounty for them. We got a ton of points here and an S rank. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and confirm and see what happens next. The inner keep at East Wall. So that would be the Empress. The Imperial armor has certainly wasted no time. We gotta escape to Centurion's Rest. You think I will willingly go with you? You will. We both know that the snakes in the capital cannot be trusted. You're much safer here, away from their schemes. Antares, you are gonna get yourself killed. You don't deserve this. I have already given my life, but so too will my men if we do not escape immediately. Please, we must go to Centurion's Rest. Alright, she's gonna go ahead and go. So that means that we're gonna have to chase him. So let's go ahead and we're gonna start a new save data. The East Wall Fortress secured by Lindley's army, General Antares retreats deeper within the forest to his stronghold, Centurion's Rest. As Lindley's first mission ends in victory, the Empire recognizes her promise and entrusts her to invade the Centurion's Rest and destroy any rebel forces in the area. Very good. Despite Zelos' enthusiasm for victory in battle, the meaning of this rebellion begins to weigh on Lindley's mind. These are not invading forces, they are common people, fellow Viridians. And perhaps if Antares is brought to heel, there can be a quick end to the violence. The village of Eastwall. The people seem relieved to see us. The fighting has left their doorstep. Things can get back to normal. We have some time before our next mission. Eastwall will be our home base for now. We can trade with the locals, maybe recruit some of them into our force. I'll be the blacksmith, giving my gear a touch-up. Catch you later. Hey Lindley, let me show you around. No need to rush. We can relax a bit now. We can talk and get caught up with each other. And as Zelos said, there's a chance for us to make improvements to our squads and troops by trading with the locals. On the top is the resource bar. It shows our gold resources, tech points. And then on the right, we've got the faction rank, progress towards the next one. On the left are the things we can do. You need me to walk through these, click on the info icon, happy to help, or check out the tutorials. Don't be afraid to check this anytime for helpful guides. When you're all finished with the home base, just deploy to move on to the next chapter. Alright, so this is sort of the mid-mission, between mission screen where we sort of organize things and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to really probably get diving into this in the next one, but as you can see, we've got our 4 squads that we have so far. This is their organization screen. We could go and click on a squad, see what's going on as far as what they've got on the team. All their stats, their formations, we can change all that. So, we can move him over here. That's probably not a good idea, but that's sort of the idea. So we're going to go ahead and come back to that in the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed this first one here with Symphony of War. The Nephilim Saga, and I hope that you will join me next time to see more of this really cool game that really ought to check it out. See you then.